Hello everyone, this is once again Juan or John Mark De Jose and welcome once again dito sa ating One on Juan. Ito po ang ating 4th episode. And first of all, bago natin i-introduce ang ating guest, maraming salamat po sa patuloy na pagsuporta. Alam nyo, kahit na nagbabasa ako ng mga comments ninyo, sa mga, lalo na sa mga nagsishare, nakakataba po ng puso. Ito yung isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit pinapatuloy ko po ito. Stick tayo sa ating goal to inspire our fellow OFWs and of course, nagpapasaya tayo sa mga kapwa natin mga Pilipino nasa Pilipinas o kahit saan man sa mundo. And asahan ko po ang patuloy niyong pagsuporta. You can share this video to your friends, to your families. Excited ako kasi guest natin na isa sa aking masasabi kong una kong mga naging kaibigan dito sa Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This will be a special episode kasi it's not the usual topic na gagawin natin. Ito ay para sa akin malaking tulong, lalong-lalo na matagal ka na bilang OFW. Isa sa mga tanong na naiisip natin is, kumusta na ba ang ipon natin? May mga naipundar ka na ba? Ito marahil mga simpleng tanong, mga supposedly madaling sagutin, pero talagang mapapaisip ka. Oo nga no, may ipon na ba ako? Kaya ko na ba? Pagka kunwari, babalik ako na sa Pilipinas, mag-for good na ako. Kayang-kaya ko na ba ang buhay ko, magiging buhay ko sa Pilipinas? So, ngayon, dito sa episode na to, meron tayong special guest at alam ko na masasagot natin yung mga tanong na yon. And let me introduce to you our guest for this episode. He came from Angeles City, Pampanga. So proud ka, Pampangan. He has a degree in Bachelor of Science in Accountancy from Holy Angel University. Also, has a master's degree in Business Administration from Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila. Back in the Philippines, he was an accounting instructor also in the University of the Assumption, San Fernando City, Pampanga for 2 years. Also became a chief accountant for 5 years in one of the banking and financial companies in Basa Air Base, Pampanga. Then became a financial analyst since 2009 up to the present, working as an OFW or Overseas Filipino Worker here in Saudi Arabia. So let's get to know more of our special guest for this episode. Ano kaya may papayo niya sa atin? Ano kaya may bibigay niyang mga financial advice or tips para sa ating lahat, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kapwa overseas Filipino workers. Ayan po, wala nang mahabang introduction siguro. Please help me welcome our guest for this episode. Hello sir, welcome po.
Happy Saudi National Day actually today that we're recording this. It's Saudi National Day. I think it's the 93rd, right?
It's the 93rd. So today is, we're shooting this today, September 23. Sabi nga ni Sir Roji, 93rd. And masasabi ko lang, ako, I am proud OFW and I'm happy to be here in Saudi Arabia. How
Yes,
about you, sir?
and I've been in Saudi for like 14 years
Wow,
already.
14 years.
Yes, since 2009 I started. Actually, yung pagtuturo ko sa school, it was 7 years. So I have taught for 7 years sa Philippines as accounting and
7 years. So
Yes.
hindi pala siya 2 years.
Yes, so 7 years siya, 7 years.
Mhm.
And right now, this is my second company, pero still as a financial analyst. Yung una kong company, I worked there for like 10 years. Before ako pumunta dito, I wanted to become a lawyer actually.
Okay.
So naka-enroll ako dun sa isang law school doon.
Mhm.
But then, opportunity knocked, so I have to drop dun sa law.
Law.
And the rest is history, as they say. Hanggang ngayon, nandito pa ako.
While kinikwento ni Sir Roji, no, alam ko na sa experience ni Sir Roji, ngayon naging financial analyst ka na, pero
Mhm.
within those years back in the Philippines, panigurado, ang dami mong mga napagdaanan. I'm sure na may mas malalim pa talaga or may mas mabigat na dahilan kung bakit ka talaga nag-pursue working here in Saudi Arabia. Can you tell us more about what was your life prior to coming here in Saudi Arabia, working as an OFW?
Well, I was happy in the Philippines as a teacher. During those times, parang happy ako na nasa academe ako kasi nag-aaral din ako during that time sa master's. And that was my plan. That was my career path na envision ko during
At that time.
at that time. Even before, yung sabi ko, if I will pass the board exam, I took the board exam year 2000. Sabi ko, gusto ko mag-turo para makapag-masters and all. So, it's part of the plan that I made. So, but going abroad, hindi ko pa nafe-feel sa puso ko noon na I am ready sa skills and mentally. So, although, I would say na ang nanay ko is an OFW. Ang first country niya is Saudi Arabia. She worked as a domestic helper here in preparation for my college. Nag-abroad siya noong first year high school ako. During that time, I was given an opportunity to be one of the benefactors ng isang scholarship. May isang mayaman na family sa Florida Blanca and they were sponsoring yung education. I was happy to be introduced to the family.
But how was life before?
Well, hindi kami definitely materially blessed. I mean, during that time, syempre, looking back, wala pang cellphone noon. So, the typical childhood noon.
It was like playing outside with friends.
Correct. Kapag umuulan, naliligo kami sa mga alulod, pupunta kami sa ilog, nagpapadulas kami sa rep-rap ang tawag namin sa Kapampangan I don't know, may sako, tapos ganun talaga, may mga sugat.
Yung sa amin naman, hanap kami ng parang hill, tapos palwa, alam mo yung palwa?
Ano
yung
yan?
sa coconut tree na, yun, kasi
parang-
madulas yun,
yes,
diba?
Yes.
Yun, doon.
Kami,
Masaya na kami
imagine
doon.
sako kami. So, parang medyo magagasgas talaga yung puwet namin doon. Pero, it was a happy childhood.
Yung mga ganung bagay, ang sarap
kahit-
talaga balikan.
Correct. I mean, hindi kami malungkot dahil wala kami nung mga gadgets. Pero although during that time, ang pinaka siguro hindi namin na-achieve is yung pumunta sa mga expensive restaurants.
Jollibee, even Jollibee.
Jollibee.
Hindi pa naman ganun kasikat. I mean, nung mga kabataan natin, wala sa isip natin.
Yes,
yung
pero
ganun
yung McDonald's, yung mga ganun, pumunta na
Yes.
lang siya sa eksena nung nag-college na ako.
Right.
In fact, first time ko makapasok sa McDonald's nung college.
Even
ano
at that
na ako.
time, kung nakakain ka lang ng kahit Jollibee or nung college tayo ay social.
Oo, di
Para
ba?
parang yung level. Ay, social naman,
Oo,
Jollibee.
pero yun yung konsepto ko ng mayaman.
Yes, yes.
Meron kaming mayaman na kaklase, in-invite kami, nagpa-pizza siya. Mayaman na yun sa akin. Kasi sabi ko, oh my God, may pizza sila. Samantalang kami, ano yun, bayabas. Sobrang
Siyempre,
saya.
masaya pa rin yun Simple
Oh,
mo
nagbabike kami. Pupunta sa ilog, tapos naghahabulan kapag gabi, nagtataguan.
Kaya nga nagpapaisip ako, yung mga kabataan ba ngayon, na-experience yung mga ganung bagay?
Well,
Parang
syempre,
ba?
wala tayo kung nasaan
bagay,
sila
iba yung
ngayon, di ba?
generation
Iba
ngayon.
yung experience. I
Yeah.
would have wanted my pamangkins
Yeah.
to experience that.
Mga kabataan ngayon, talaga yung bagong generation, tutok talaga sa gadgets.
Yun lang, gadget,
no?
high-tech na in terms of, iba na yung happiness, definition
Iba.
ng happiness nila. I think,
Super laki na pinagkaiba ng lifestyle natin before.
oo, imagine VHS, alam, Betamax, yung mga ganun.
Mentioning those experiences, what has changed? Lalo na ngayon na you've been here in Saudi Arabia as an OFW for how many years? 14?
14 years.
14 years. What
oo.
has changed?
Well, materially speaking, somehow, medyo komportable na kami. May mga utang pa rin, pero hindi na yung, kasi ngayon parang pag mahirap ka sa Philippines, sobrang mas mahirap ang buhay.
Ay, true.
Imagine noon, kahit wala kaming kinakain, meron pa ring pagkain sa
Meron
lahat.
kahit papano.
Oo, kukuha ng saluyot si nanay. Halo lang sa sardinas, di ba? Kapag medyo hindi sinwerte, kinakain namin noon kape na may
Talaga?
na asukal.
Mm-mm.
Tapos yun na yung pagkain namin noon. Pero hindi kami depressed.
Diba?
Pero syempre alam ko si nanay noon, nalulungkot siya kasi siya yung matured sa amin. Gusto niya yung the best para sa kanya. Pero talagang in terms of material blessings, wala talaga kami noon.
How's nanay now?
Si nanay ngayon, okay naman si nanay. She's turning 70.
Wow.
And hopefully yung mga ginagawa ko on the last how many years sa kanya, nakakabawi na. Nag-ROI na siguro siya sa mga ginastos niya. Return on investment.
Diba, may mga terms na tayo. ROI, return on
sorry.
investment.
Return on investment. Siyempre, yun yung mundo ko ngayon, financial analysis. So, yung mga ginastos niya, na-invest niya sa akin in terms of education, bawing-bawi
Bawing-bawi
siya. Oo. Tsaka,
Now, talking about being a financial analyst,
Mhm.
was it like a childhood dream or gusto kong maging accountant, gusto kong maging CPA or
Nung grade 5 ako, hindi ko pa alam ano yung konsepto ng CPA or accountant. Pero the term was introduced to me by our eldest sister.
alright.
I look up to her, si
Mhm.
Ate Lenny, because she's the most intelligent sa family. Kasi first honor.
Akala ko ikaw.
Hindi. Contrary to popular belief. Sabi niya, kapag try ko daw mag-accountancy. Eh, ako kasi parang, okay. Parang ganun. So, grade 5 pa lang, I've heard of the word.
You're the youngest, right? Among the siblings.
No, we're 5. Sa gitna ako.
Okay.
Doon ko narinig yung konsepto ng, or term na accountant, CPA. Tapos, nung naging high school ako, yung nagpaaral pala sa akin, isa CPA.
Oh,
Yes.
yung family na mayaman na
Yes,
sinabi
he
mo.
was working as, dun sa popular firm, I think you've heard of that, Sisip Gores and Valayo. Whenever there's a tabulation of, yung sa mga beauty pageant, di ba? Although ngayon, syempre, bigger, na sila, company in terms of sa accounting. SGV was,
Yes.
yeah.
Yan yung nasa isip ko.
Di ba? The results were tabulated by Sisip Gores and Valayo. So he was working there. So parang na-enforce yung ko na, siguro maganda talaga mag-accountancy. Yung environment ko, nasuggest siya, that's a picture I want na may pera siguro. Kasi
It must be
nakakapag-aaral.
something.
So parang natatak na sa mind ko na, okay, when I go to college, I'm going to enroll sa accountancy. Na-imprint na sa utak ko, okay, I have to be a CPA.
So ito na nga, ngayon na nakuha mo na yung dream mo. Naging financial analyst ka na dito sa Saudi Arabia pa, di ba? Parang financial analyst, common na mga terms yan, pero financial, yaman siguro nito. Parang, social naman ng taong to.
Hindi naman. Actually, first 4 years ko here was, I think I have not opened this up in terms of the real reason why I came here. Kahit pa sinabi ko, there was an opportunity for me to work here, nag-knock. Merong nag-trigger talaga actually na aksidente yung brother-in-law ko, yung asawa nung Ate Lenny ko.
Alright.
And unfortunately, they have to cut his leg. Oo, nasagasaan siya nung shout out sa bus. Ay, sorry. I forgot the name of the bus line. We have to make that hard decision. Amputate pala ang tawag term. And I don't know, I just felt I have the means during that time to help. So I was the one who committed and kumbaga na obligahan na okay po, paki-release na po si Kuya. We're pledging this post-dated checks. Para dun sa bill, there was an unpaid bill, roughly 800 to almost 1 million na, diba? And walang financial means. Yung buong family during that, I mean, I'm not earning that much. Although I have the access sa mga, let's say, loans, pero it's not enough to settle 800,000 bill, diba? And here it comes, may tumawag sa akin na recruiter, nakita niya yung resume ko, workabroad.com. Sabi nga may gusto mag-interview, ganito.
Right.
So, the first 4 years na tinulungan ko din yung ate ko na ma-settle as much as we can, and thank God, na nakalampas na kami doon. And after 4 years, doon pa lang talaga na unti-unti na nagbabago yung financial landscape ng family. And yun, mabuti na lang na nakabawi after 4 years. Kaya yung first 4 years ko dito is still establishing myself financially, nag-save.
And then plus the adjustments, kasi syempre ibang environment. I think that's normal din.
Normal naman din yun. Lalo na ako, hindi ako outgoing, I like staying. So, ang adjustment ko is not too much. I mean, hindi ko naman kailangang uminom or mag-party-party. Pero I'm surprised that Riyadh is something which is parang home talaga siya.
Yes, I agree.
I'm grateful to Saudi kasi sila rin talaga yung reason why I'm able to change financially the landscape of the family. Hindi kami mahihirapan kung may ma-hospital ulit or what. Pero sana wag na naman ma-hospital.
In a way, masasabi mo sa sarili mo, you are already financially independent.
Hindi pa financially kasi iba yung financial independence na definition ko. Like
How can you
even if-
define
Mhm.
financial independence?
Well, I think you have to start with yung sa concept of job. If you're still employed and having active income, for me, that's not financial independence. Kasi I'm still having some bills to pay. And if I don't have a work right now, medyo mahihirapan ako. Pero I'm getting there.
Right.
Dun sa chapter of my life na pagising ko, I don't need to like go to a particular office or what and expect yung payday to settle my bills.
Now, for 14 years working abroad, may mga na-invest na ba tayo? May mga naipundar na ba tayong maybe a house, property, whatever?
Nag-start ako ng investment into condo units 2014. That's like 5 years after na ano. Kasi nga 'di ba 4 years I'm still not able to figure out lahat na pupunta sa to
Yes.
settle mga bills and other
Utang.
di ba? So but after that, parang sabi ko, okay, my life unti-unti nag-i-improve. I was able to have my first condo investment. But even before that, I had the credit card, the magic credit card. Oo. Wala pa nun na Amazon physically here sa Saudi. Pero dahil doon, may Amazon na sa US, sa UK. And
Yeah, I think may ibang tawag nung parang
may
Amazon.
Souk.com.
Souk.com.
Oo, pero hindi ako doon nag-order. Dahil sa credit card na yon, it gave me access to Amazon of other countries na nag-order pa ako ng kung ano-ano. Maraming technologically improved na app. So parang na-addict ako na order ako ng order. So I decided to settle all my bills sa credit card 2013 or 14 and close it. And just rely kung ano yung pera ko sa ATM ko, yun na lang yung gagastusin ko. So I think that's one of the biggest this financial decision I made. Okay, I have to stop this kasi parang it's not being financially healthy. Kumbaga. Kumbaga sa pagkain
Alam mo, natatamaan ako eh.
Ay, nasaktan.
Sakit.
sorry.
Na-hurt
naman.
ako. Hindi kasi yung credit card talaga.
Oo.
Oy, kayo mga nanonood dyan, OFW, alam ko marami kayo dyan na same na nararanasan ko.
You have to cut. Pero kasi i-justify ng iba na sabi, kasi I need to pay yung sa yung airlines. Ngayon wala nang excuse kasi even the debit cards, you can use it.
Yeah.
Gagamitin ko lang yung credit card, let's say, to settle something na pero hindi. Ngayon, you can literally pay everything online. Kaya ako, sabi ko, okay, this has to stop. So, credit card, wala na.
Kasi di ba kahit nasa Pilipinas ka, you can even pay using GCash.
Correct, Paymaya. Napansin ko noon, after, magbabakasyon ako ng 1 month, pagbalik ko dito, saan namakmak yung utang ko sa credit card? Because
kasi nga diba,
use it.
kasi pag nasa Pilipinas, ang yabang natin.
Diba?
Card,
lalo na
grocery.
Exactly. Sabi nga, di ba, yung Kapampangan mayayabang daw. Siguro, parang, okay, I can buy this and the whole, ganun. Pero, tapos pagdating dito, kawawa ka. You have to settle for the next months or 2 yung naipon na na-accumulate mong utang ng consumer loans. May good usage din naman yung credit cards.
Yes.
Pero for me, since yung behavior ko is, parang impulsive.
Impulsive.
Parang sabi ko, no, it's not.
Okay lang siguro. Perfect yung credit card kung meron kang control talaga.
Yeah.
If you're like me, na ang binabayaran monthly minimum lang.
Diba? You should be able to settle all credit dues before they come. Si Judith.
So, yun nga, nag-invest ka ng condo unit, tapos may bahay din, house on lot.
Yeah, actually, nung nag-work ako sa Philippines, kasi kahit pa paano 7 years din ako doon, na may pag-ibig, member na ako noon. So, I was able to have my first housing loan sa pag-ibig.
Nung nasa Pilipinas
sa Philippines, even before, kasi si nanay din naman, nag-encourage sa akin. Sabi niya, June kasi ako.
June ka pala.
June. Anyway, sabi niya, bili ka ng sarili mong bahay. Sabi ko, okay, kasi baka hindi ko
pinapalayas mo na ba ako, Nay?
Hindi naman. Parang nakita ko rin yung wisdom. Kahit pa sabihin na hindi siya yung financial analyst. Coming from someone na alam na rin niya yung buhay na mahirap.
Well, of course,
Mm.
dating OFW siya. So,
Actually, wala din
alam
naman
niya.
naipon si nanay. Napunta lahat
sa mga anak.
pagpapaaral, sa board exam costs, ganon. Pero yun yung magandang natatandaan ko na first loan ko talaga is housing loan. And right now, that's 2008. Nakakailang years na rin ako. Although,
Yes,
ang kinuha kong term is sobrang tagal. 30 years talaga siya.
30.
Kasi I wanted something na kahit mawalan ako ng work here, yun yung aking mindset. It's not difficult to get. Kasi right now, 5,300 a month lang siya. Imagine,
Not
di ba?
bad.
5,300.
Yes.
During that time, imagine yung mentality ko, Diyos ko, saan ko kukunin ng 5,300? 5,300?
Malaki na yan dati.
During that time, sabi ko, kaya ko ba yung 5,300? Yun yung decision making ko noon, di ba? Parang ang liit lang kung iisipin mo ngayon. Pero sabi ko, that was the best financial decision I made.
Right.
To have my own first mortgage loan at the age of something.
Something. So, TMI.
Tapos nagkaroon pa ng development dun sa area. So,
I heard that you're also into Airbnb.
yeah, ito na yung, kumbaga, first year ko na nag-operate ako as Airbnb. Kasi I started my unit, naguhulog. Pero wala pa, pre-selling yung tawag, diba?
Yes.
Mas mura siya kasi wala pang nilalagay na property dun sa magsisimula talaga siya from zero.
Yeah.
So imagine 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, ilang years siya bago ko in-earn yung fruits niya. Pero during those times, hulog lang talaga ako ng
Yes.
hulog. Right now, ang na-launch ko sa Airbnb na, ibig sabihin na may physical property na at open na siya for renting, I have 4 right now.
Wow, 4. You might as well promote it. I mean, why
Okay.
not? Lalong-lalo na sa mga OFWs na nagbabakasyon, di ba?
Yes. Yung mga nagbabakasyon, pwede kong parentahan yung unit ko, parang hotel style na dating. Pwede sila mag-staycation doon. Ang name ng company is Our Holiday.
Holiday.
Oo.
But do you have like a page or a website
Yes,
for...
yun yung Facebook page ko, Our Holiday.
check the description below. Ayan, ilalagay natin yung link ng Our Holiday. Ayan,
Thank you.
kung lalo na kung nagbabakasyon kayo. Yes, dito na kayo stay. Yan, makikita yung mga photos na nandyan. Yan, papakita po natin yan. For sure, magugustuhan niyo.
Thank you, JM. This is a big help also kasi hindi pa naman siya yung full blast na operation. Pero I've experienced yung, ganito pala yung business na ito. Kasi I'm an accountant. I'm not into hospitality business.
Isa sa mga madaling kunin talaga ng mga OFWs is
Real estate.
real estate. So, yun din yung mga unang mga naging investment ko. Ang galing ng mga naging decision mo. Unang-una talaga, i-cut off yung credit card.
Yeah. Dapat sinesettle mo na siya before the due date comes.
Then start investing on real
Oo.
estate.
Yun, you have to cut yung consumer loans as much as you can. Kung meron man, you're able to settle them. Yung mga personal loans, yung mga nagpa-5-6, ganun.
Pero grabe yung patong nun, no?
Yeah,
Yung mga
yung mga
sinisingil ng
nag-avail ng co-op dito, of course.
Meron naman talaga din mga
Oo,
co-op na
yes. In
okay
fairness,
din. In fairness naman
oo.
sa kanila.
May dividend pa nga, di ba? I've worked before sa isang financial institution.
Mhm.
It's in Basa Air Base. So it's like a co-op din na you earn dividends. So for me, one way to have yung mga savings mo na hindi nakatenga lang sa bangko mo is to put them in this safe. So ako, in my case, I have some few emergency funds na pwedeng kumita. Pwede ko rin siyang ma-pull out. Usually, ang emergency funds, hindi siya yung immediately makukuha mo. Pero in times of emergency, you're able to access it. So, in time deposit na sinasabi, sobrang baba din naman yun sa ordinary banks. I think less than 1% per ano. So, ako, I have yun nga, yung co-op yun dating. May dividend siya every year.
Siyempre nowadays, marami mga nagsulputan ng mga new financial concepts. Alam mo yun. Although, ang iba din talagang, ang ganda din ng mga concept nila. Like, I would like to mention IMG.
Yeah.
Yes, magaganda ng ano nila. Ang iba din kasi mga financial concepts, parang nagiging
Diba?
networking kasi nakakapagod eh.
Ang tawag nga dun sa sa financial concept, high risk, high return. So
Yes.
minsan kapag medyo risky ang business, if it's too good to be true,
Yes.
mataas yung ipapromise nila yung moon sa'yo, diba?
Oo, grabe.
So you have to be careful on that one. Well, I cannot dictate yung kung ano yung risk appetite mo. kung
Yeah.
gaano kalaki ang kaban,
Mm-mm.
kung gaano ka-willing to be aggressive.
But what are the things should we consider first, like before entering to this?
Well, maybe you should not consider entering yung ganun muna. I think that's the first step. Be professionally skeptic. Research. Ang dali na lang ngayon, maghanap ka sa Facebook, type the keywords nung, let's say, nung company or what.
Now, being financially skeptic, ano yung mga bagay na kailangan mong tignan?
First, yung pinakamadaling rule of thumb is if it's too good to be true, then it must be a scam.
Bigay ko sa'yo.
Oo.
Sa ilang
Mag-invest ka
buwan,
ng,
meron ka ng kikitain ganito.
mag-invest ka ng 2,000, bibigyan kita ng 20,000 after a week. Di ba? No. Wag na. Kailangan maging financially educated and aware dun sa mga nangyayari. So kahit, kumbaga, yung nabanggit mo na yung sa financial tips, isa rin yun sa pagiging, how to be financially educated, ready, yung tips. If it's too good to be true, then maybe it's a scam. And research.
And marami tayong mga friends, marami tayong mga kaibigan na na-scam na dito.
Kawawa. Diba?
Another thing, what are your comments about mutual funds?
I tried mutual funds kasi I have currently stocks sa Philippine Stock Exchange, pero iniwan ko lang siya doon. Tapos
Okay.
averaging every month mag-increase
Pag
ka.
nasa stocks ka ba, parang meron kang third party na sila nang nagmamanage?
Yun yung mutual funds.
Ah,
Yung
right.
sa stocks, ikaw mismo ang nag-decide, bibili ako ng Jollibee. So, ikaw
You
yung
buy-
nag-decide na bumili noon. Ngayon, sa mutual funds, ang term is merong magmamanage nung pool of funds na yon. Sila yung magde-decide kung saan nila ilalagay. So parang bumili ka lang ng brand na mutual funds, pero somebody will be doing the investing decisions. Mag-earn ka ng specific percentage, depende dun sa kinikita ng anong yun. Yun yung difference ng investing in stocks and investing in mutual funds. Pinagkaiba is you're the one deciding sa stocks. Dun sa mutual funds, ikaw pa rin yung nag-decide, pero yung kung saan pupunta yung investment nung mga pondong binigay mo sa kanila, yung kikitain, sila yung iipon-ipon nun. Sila yung namamalakad. May fund manager. Portfolio
Ano
manager.
pa yung term na rather than yung nasa savings,
Investment.
time deposit yung
Ayun,
nasa
time
isip
deposit.
ko. Oo.
Ayun. Time deposit.
What do you think is the best and easiest investment na pwedeng kunin ng isang OFW?
Well, depende sa effort, di ba? If gustong mag-effort nung OFW kung pwede siyang mag-business na on the side sa Philippines, magpatayo ng franchise or what, di ba? Parang possibility din. Actually, pinag-aralan ko rin yun. Sabi ko, kaya ko ba? May model na sila eh. Okay naman
This
sila, di ba? Pero ako kasi, nahihirapan ako na i-manage yun if I'm here.
Alright.
Kasi parang very hands-on din ako when it comes to any project I would embrace. Actually, nung pandemic, I tried one.
Right.
Yung milk tea business.
Uh-huh.
Nag-invest ako doon. I asked my sister to manage it. Pero pandemic hits, di ba? So,
Wrong timing.
Wrong timing talaga siya. So, pero this business model I have, yung sa Airbnb, it suits me. Kasi I have time. I have a team that helps me to manage
Wow.
my Airbnb units.
And you're paying them also?
Yes, pero hindi naman siya yung magbe-break yung banks. I mean, just a decent amount of subscription sa kanila. They do the customer service and
Right.
parang ganun.
Bilang OFW, karamihan sa atin galing din sa mga, sabihin na lang natin na mahirap din yung mga napagdaanan, mahirap yung buhay dati. Kaya nga, majority sa atin kailangan mag-abroad. Hindi naman tayo yung, kailangan ko mag-abroad kasi pagmamanan ako ng tatay ko ng hacienda or ng business, kaya
Meron akong
ayoko.
kilala, mayaman na daw siya.
Diba? Lahat ng mga rason natin is to help the family, to support the family.
Yeah, siguro yung lahat dito ng OFW, kahit iba-iba yung reason, 90% of their is to improve
Hindi naman yung
financial.
dahilan na pumunta tayo ng abroad dahil nga sarap ng buhay.
It doesn't make sense.
the
If
kind of
you're
lifestyle,
enjoying sa
doesn't make
Philippines,
sense.
ipupull out mo yung sarili mo doon, tapos mag-settle ka here, diba?
Mahirap yung buhay sa Pilipinas.
Mhm.
Nandito ako nagipagsapalaran. Pero syempre yung sinasahod natin, let's say 50% of it, dude, Pilipinas, bills, blah, blah, blah. May mga OFWs din talaga na swerte ka kung may matitira pang 500 reals sa'yo. And kailangan mong i-budget yung 500 reals mo. Or if not the worst, 100 or 200 na lang matitira mo.
Pero yung iba talaga, zero, diba?
Oo, may iba talaga. Ano yung magiging advice mo para sa mga? Kasi Iba-ibang sitwasyon.
Magtira daw sa sarili. I mean, if that would mean in terms of financials, savings, that would be my advice. Walang forever sa abroad, di ba?
True.
Sinasuggest ko din na magkaroon ka ng retirement fund. Yung retirement fund na yon, maybe you can have it in through SSS or MP2 na pwede mo siyang maging
I
retirement.
heard of that. Mas maganda daw yan.
Oo, kasi nag-earn siya ng dividends, reinvest mo, mag-hold siya for 5 years, hindi mo siya pwede mo siyang withdraw eh.
Oo.
Pero di ba that's your retirement fund? Paiikutin mo lang siya hanggang sa mag-earn, compounding. And in my case, yung isa sa retirement na mechanism na inano ko is to invest on condo units and have them rented out. Yun na rin yung reintegration plan ko for myself. When my company would say, okay, thank you, goodbye, Saudi, I have to go back. I have a business to return to.
Yeah.
Kasi kahit umuwi na ako ng early years sa Philippines, I still need to work pa rin, di ba? I need to do something. Ayoko naman na mabakante doon na wala akong nakatunga. Okay, ang dami kong pera. Okay, di ba? I have to move pa rin
Yes,
naman.
of course.
So, yun yung isa sa reintegration plan ko na pag uwi ko, I will be managing yung units ko na naipundar. Parang yun na yung pinaka source of ko rin, livelihood.
Siguro may makakapanood nito. Ay, naku, mga pinagsasabi ng mga tao to. Siyempre, mga malalaki mga sahod niyan. What if naman ako na ang sinasahod ko lang is 1.5 reals lang monthly. Tapos, yung pinapadala ko sa Pilipinas, 1,000. Tapos, namamasahe pa ako, may taxi, ganyan-ganyan. Wala na matitira. Paano naman yun?
Siyempre, lahat merong mga excuses, diba?
Hindi tayo nawawalan ng excuses.
I-justify mo lahat
True.
as much as you can. Okay, 1,500, really, it's not enough to get a condo unit. Pero, you can allocate portion of that.
Yeah.
Na maging mo fund in the future, maghulog ka ng a couple of bucks dun sa funds mo na yun. And maybe you can use that in the future for your business doon. I know 1.5 is not enough. O kaya yung mutual funds, mas safe nila. Or for me, I'm advocate of MP2 talaga eh. MP2, yun yung parang business dun sa investing ng pag-ibig. Oo. You can put your money there hanggang wala ka pang alam kung ano yung gagawin mo doon. Doon ka na lang mag-ano mo kasi it can earn you 5.
How easy is to apply this MP2?
Sobrang easy lang. Online lang.
Online lang.
Oo.
Na-mention mo na po, Sir Rogie, yung MP2. If you could just give a brief or just a clear concept talaga ng MP2 para mas maintindihan natin.
MP2 is like savings siya.
Savings.
Ngayon, mag-earn yung nilalagay mong pera. Ang minimum is 500 pesos.
500 pesos. Wala na kayong excuse.
Naka-hold siya for 5 years.
Alright.
5 years. And during those years, mag-earn niya ng dividend. Every year, nagde-declare ng dividend yung pag-ibig. Like last time, I think it's around 6 to 7%.
Oh.
So, let's say nag-invest ka ng 10,000, mag-earn yun ng times 6%. That's like around...
A year.
For 1 year. Siyempre, wala namang... yung 10,000 mo magiging 16,000. Dahil mo multiply nila ng 6%. Yung principal times rate times time. So, dapat 1 year siya.
Pero not bad if you are saying...
Wala ka ng excuse
6
talaga.
6 or 7%. Malaki na yan.
Lalo na ngayon, nagbo-boom yung housing sa atin sa Philippines. So, maraming opportunity for them to increase yung dividends na yun. So, that's one way. Yun yung concept ng MP2 actually. Maglagay ka ng pera, hindi mo hahawakan. You cannot withdraw it within 5 years. Pero yung dividends, pwede mo siyang i-withdraw if you like. Pero syempre, you want to compound yung parang mag-increase yung value niya, lagay mo na lang din yung dividend doon. Redeposit siya. Reinvest siya noon.
Online lang. Check mo lang yung
siya.
online.
All of us have to have pag-ibig. Pag-ibig. Okay.
Wala ko nun.
Yung yung sa pag-ibig.
Iba pag-ibig
Oo. Mag-open ka lang, mag-inquire ka lang. If you're not familiar, ang daming YouTube mga vlog explaining how to do it.
Ngayon,
wala nang excuse
on
not
talaga.
To learn how to invest. Wala. Sobra. Tamad ka na lang talaga.
Wala ka lang talaga.
At pag-justify mo, 1.5 lang ang paano ako makaka-invest, diba? So, no more excuses on making yourself financially educated.
Finally, ayan, Sir Rogie talaga, ang dami nating natutunan from Sir Rogie. Ito na lang, ano yung magiging advice mo sa lahat in general,
Mhm.
sa mga OFWs natin, kahit saan man sa mundo.
Well, if they cannot do it sa sarili nila, maybe yung ginagawa nila ngayon na they are investing on their kids or their nephew or niece's education. For me, that's the best thing, that the financial decision that my mom and my father did, na nag-invest sila na mapatapos kami ng pag-aaral. Kasi education, that's a key to overcome poverty. Yun yung paniniwala ko. Of course, God being the center of
Amen.
your life as well.
Amen.
And I think it will follow. Once you
Yeah.
have the education, you have equipped yourself. Sabi nga, di ba, nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa
Sa tao
tao ang
gawa.
gawa. So you have to equip yourself. And equipping yourself would mean, if not for yourself, for your children, to give them the best education that they can possibly get. And that's the best investment you can give to them. As OFW, lalo na yung mga na-encounter ko na
Marami
hindi
ganyan.
pa sila nag-graduate din. Pero right now, they can be educated. Kumbaga, ma-receive nila yung degree nila online. Like
Yeah.
AMA,
Yeah.
mga schools na nag-offer, lalo na nangyayari yung pandemic. So,
Mm.
they can elevate pa yung employment nila, tumaas pa yung sahod nila. Kasi yun yung tool mo to invest, to earn
And
money.
Sir Rogie, maraming salamat, and truly you are blessed. Thankful ako na naging na-guest kita, and truly yung story mo, yung mga tips mo talagang malaking tulong, and of course yung mga backstory mo dati na hindi naman tayo talagang pinanganak na mayaman,
Of course.
and yet yun yung naging motivation natin talaga to persevere, to really work hard, no? For sure maraming may inspire, no, sa mga kaya sabi nga ni Sir Rogie, wala kayong excuse. Sir, kung meron po kayong may promote.
Thanks,
You
John, for allowing me in your platform to be interviewed. And of course, I would like to promote yung Airbnb ko. Ang Facebook page is Our Holiday. We have units in Pampanga. We have units in Grace, Taguig, and we have Legarda. And right now, kaka-open ng isa na Batangas, Tagaytay area. And the rest, pre-selling pa kasi yung mga iba na inano ko, soon to open on once na ano na sila, na ready na sila.
So this is through Airbnb.
Right now, I'm using Airbnb, Booking.com, and Agoda platform to promote my units and para ma-rent out na sila.
Alright, check nyo lang po ulit again sa description. Nandun po yung link.
Our Holiday.
Our Holiday. O kaya, pag magbabakasyon ako,
Of course.
stay na ako doon.
Of course.
Siyempre,
Thank
ganda. Architecturally, ano talaga, design.
Thank you.
Oo.
Thank you so much, John.
Maraming salamat, Rogie. Nung na-invite kita, parang hindi ka talaga nagdalawang isip. Kaya, I'm so happy. Actually, matagal na kami nagkakilala ni Rogie. Isa sa mga yayamanin ko na friends dito. Kaya, I mean, that since, kailangan maging close tayo sa
Slight
mga...
lang. Hindi naman.
Ayan, so, Rogie, thank you so much. And with that, this is for you. A simple gift.
Wow! Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Salamat.
I hope that you will like it.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you so much, John, for
Thank you.
promoting that.
thank you so much. Toastmaster talaga. Alright guys, maraming salamat. Kung OFW ka, bida ka! So ayan na nga guys, ayan, kung nakatagal pa rin kayo, kung nandito pa rin kayo, maraming salamat, and once again, please continue to support this page, One Talks, and you can share this video sa mga friends nyo, sa family nyo. Ayan, thank you po, bye-bye!